I'm Kiyan. I'm in my second year of university studying software engineering, and I'm from London. Being a student at Cardiff University, having lived in London pretty much all my life, Cardiff is the size of basically my hometown, but it's got everything that London has, which is really convenient and really nice because it still feels like home, even though I'm 2.5 hours away. The typical day in the life as a software engineer student at Cardiff is not like your normal university routine. We commute to our building 3 days a week, which is in Newport, from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. The environment we learn in mimics what you're expected to experience in a software development firm. Altogether, the typical day as a software engineer student at Cardiff University tends to feel more like the typical day of a working software engineer. And this sort of fits really well into the transition of university into real world. And it helps us build our confidence skills and just have a little bit more experience than your average university student. What I enjoy the most about our course is the connections that we are given literally at our disposal. A lot of the times there are companies that visit our building to learn more about our course, or they're there to provide more up-to-date information about what actually happens in the industry, or even to just look for potential employees or at least help you with your CV and what they look for as an employer. The course that I take gives us a lot more exposure to a lot more than just knowledge. What I mean by that is we are constantly meeting and introducing ourselves to clients, potential employers, or even just people who are interested in our course. Some things that stood out in what I've learned in the last 2 years are Android development. At the end of our first year, not only had we done web development, Python, and a little bit of Java, but we've also have skills in creating Android applications, which from a employer's standpoint is awesome after your first year of university. My advice for people who are going to be studying at Cardiff University, specifically the people who are going to be living away from home, whatever university you go to, whether that's Cardiff University, whether that's you studying software engineering or not, you're going to be studying here for a minimum of 3 years. So you've got to make sure that not only is your degree tailored to what you want and what you love, but the city that you live in is something that you appreciate as well. Because 3 years of living in an environment that you don't like can really affect you as a person. Being from London, Cardiff University has given me a lot more opportunity than I would have expected. I think that me personally, I'm not the smartest person, I'm not the most intellectual, the most academic person that you'll meet. Having that extra added chance of actually being seen and heard really does help. Placement years usually take place after your second year of university, and from what I've gathered from people telling me about their experiences is that there are two main themes of placement years. One of them is, a good best case scenario, and the other one is a worst case scenario. But both scenarios have helped them in some way. The best case scenario is that you've picked a placement year that you've absolutely loved and you knew you were going to love from the first day. You had so much fun with the employees, with the tasks you were told to do, etc. And for some people, they've absolutely smashed the year. They've been offered a graduate job from that same company. Doesn't happen for everyone, but that's something that a lot of people have said that companies have promised. So what that means is they're extra motivated to finish their last year of university, and they know that they are definitely going to get a job at the end of it. The worst case scenario is that you picked a placement year that you thought you'd like, but you get into the real world and actually you haven't enjoyed it as much as you thought, and you might want to be reconsidering what you want to pick. For most degrees, your first 2 years are quite generic, and then your third year is where you start specializing a bit. So that's the perfect time to realize and make that mistake, so that when it comes to your third year of your dissertation, or even when you graduate, you haven't wasted a lot of time. Either way, placement years have been very insightful for a lot of people. It's either given them extra motivation and secureness, I guess, that they are on the right path, or it's given them simple awareness of, you know what, I actually don't like this part of my degree. I want to do something else. In terms of summer internships, it's mainly just putting your face out there, showing what you can do with the year that you've done or the 2 years you've done, maybe even the 3 years you've done, and then hopefully build a good relationship with those people and then potentially secure a job at the end of it. So I myself am a Gold STEM ambassador. I have been doing STEM ambassador work for the last 2 years, so since I started at the university. It started off with just me doing open days and nothing more than that. I then heavily got involved with STEM ambassador work during the summer because I wanted work, one, because it pays fairly well in comparison to other retail jobs. Two, it's very relevant to my degree. It allows me to use the skills that I learn in my degree and apply it to teaching. And from what a lot of people have told me, including a lot of my teachers, is that there's 3 stages to understanding. There's hearing it, there's being able to recite it, and then there's being able to teach it. And until you're able to teach something, you won't fully understand things and concepts. So it allows me to actually expand my knowledge or even further my understanding of the things I'm learning in my degree. So during the summer, I started doing some outreach work, going to different schools, primary schools, doing summer camps as well. I've done things such as teach year 3s how to use HTML and CSS, year 7s how to create VR games in Unity. There's also been some competitions that we've had within the STEM ambassador teams. We've been assigned different primary schools to go and teach them how to use Scratch and make a game in Scratch. After the 12 weeks of us teaching them how to use Scratch and create a game, we came together and hosted a little bit of a competition. My team managed to get the winning prize, so that was a proud moment for me, but that's an idea of the kind of things that you can do, the sense of accomplishment that you can have on your shoulders after doing such work. I like to keep myself engaged with the community here at Cardiff University. I try my best to speak to as many people as I can and use their contacts and their knowledge to benefit me and hopefully benefit them in some way as well.